In this video, we're going to get our flatbed scanner set up and ready to scan some objects. So I've got my scanner here. I've already plugged it in, and let's look on the back. We can see the ports. On this particular model, I've got the USB cable here and the power cable here. The USB is connected to my computer. The power is plugged into the wall. Now in this model, the power button is on the side. So right here is my on-off button. Can sometimes be a little bit hidden. On other models, sometimes the power button is on the front, but we want to make sure that we click this on and check that the green light on the front of the scanner is lit up. So that tells me that this is on and connected. To open the scanner, I can just lift up the lid. And we can see here the glass. This is where the things that we'll scan will sit. I've already gone ahead and wiped off the glass with a soft cloth. A lens cleaning cloth is usually a good thing to use. You just want to make sure that there's no dust or fingerprints or other gunk on the bed. And I've got a few things to scan here. So I've got this picture of Fig, my dog. I'm going to place that face down on the scanning bed. For something that's rectangular like this, I want to make sure to orient the edges perpendicular to the sides and the top of the scanner, so I don't want it off kilter like that. And in fact, there's a nice little arrow here on the bed. It's a little hard to see in the video, but that corresponds to the upper right of the image that I'll scan. So I can slide that all the way up to that arrow, and I'll make sure that it's going to be oriented correctly. I've also got a couple of three-dimensional objects here, some jewelry, and this little ceramic piece. Now, of course, since those don't have rectangular edges, I can sort of orient them however I want. And so depending on what I want out of the scan, I might want to keep these objects separate from one another and isolate them later on, maybe in Photoshop. Or I might want to overlap them and sort of create some sort of interesting composition. So for now, I'll just leave these apart. And another consideration to take is the background. So if I wanted a white background, I could try to close this lid and sort of just gently seat it on top of those three-dimensional objects. That's going to give me a lighter background. In my case, I'm going to leave this open. That's going to give me a nice black background. That'll make it a little bit easier to separate the objects from the background if I wanted to do that later. I could also even play with lighting the background, get different colors, things like that. Okay, so we're all set here. I'm ready to jump over to my computer and we'll actually take the scan.